Welcome back to our Mashinky playthrough where we're doing a high difficulty 1 depot run. Now I'll leave some more of the detailed settings in the description for those interested. Otherwise, in terms of where we left it last time, we had set up the coal and wood production lines, so we were ready to move into Era 2, which is what we're going to be doing as a starter for this session. So we'll move into the Steam Age, pay our wood tokens, pay our coal tokens, and we are officially in the Steam era. Now there's a couple of new things that happen. Move into the construction mode. Number one, new resource is the iron. We need to have coal and iron ore in order to make the iron bars. They still go to the toolworks. So we have one set up here. So, I mean, first glance we're not setting up now, but we've got coal here, we've got iron ore here. Iron bars can be made there, toolworks there. It's quite a neat little loop. We need to be careful if we're doing that with just the amount of traffic that's going through here. Inefficient as it stands, because everything has to run through the stations. We'll rename that Chester Station, or Chester. I'll eventually go through and change them all, rather than calling them Station 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Yeah, at the minute everything runs through Chester Station onto a big hill, so double inefficiency there. Anyway, back on track. The other new things, we've got Post, so another money-making scheme, of which we will need to make use of, but it looks like in our current route, Berwick is the only one that has Post. So maybe you want to consider after the next era. And then finally, we've got some new towns. Not that one, but there should be some new towns. Struggling to see any of them. Oh, there we go. A couple over here. Holyhead, Middlesbrough. That's it. I suppose, given that we are playing on low town and industry density, that's why we're not seeing a lot pop up. So, although we do, obviously, as part of progressing in the game, we do need to focus on creating more iron, or creating the resources as they come through in the areas. The high difficulty means that we do need to constantly have an improving production line of whatever resources we are using to run the trains. Now, at the minute, that's only going to be cash that we're using, but we'll go to coal, oil, electricity, etc. And if you don't keep up with them, it does come back and bite you, and you can grind to a very slow point, even a complete halt, and kind of game over if it's bad enough in terms of being unable to run any of your trains. But we're hoping not to get to that point by being a bit proactive. So in terms of the first fix to that, it would make sense to add a couple of more stations to this current route for the towns. Now, most obvious one is it's going to be down here in Hamilton, and we'll probably start with that. We'll add one in. We can make the trains a bit more efficient. That would also be helpful. What we also need to do is able to have the trains actually come back. So if we just sort that out first, throw a couple of signals down. Now the trains can come all the way down. And therefore we can start to upgrade and replace some of our trains. So if we actually used the so we're running all porters at the minute, we can see that by going on to our replacer, which is running 5 porters, which is 2 passenger, 1 wood, 1 coal, and or one planks, 1 kind of raw logs. Easy to keep track of when there's only 5 of them. Obviously we'll end up with a point with many more trains, so won't be able to reel them off like I just did then. And we can use some more efficient trains to do our running, and I'm going to call this one in. We'll call it to go to the depot. So first step in, because I think there is a bit more capacity. Yeah, there's only 16 there, but there's 400 up at Gloucester. I think there's 237 in Chester, so we could improve this train a little bit. So we're going to actually step up to the Baldwin, so it's a bit faster, a bit more horsepower, therefore can pull a bit more than what the Porter can. So we can actually get rid of the Porter locomotive. We can also look at a couple more wagons on here. What did I say? It can pull 224. Oh, poor maths there. Cannot fit that one on. Could in fact put just a small one on here. Now we're at 93, not quite as neat as this. I think it was 60 that I was previously on. But that should help. Now, just seeing what our planks are, because we could do with a few more planks. Oh, in fact, there we go. Just this was a delivery of a timber quest that we had successfully done. Whilst we have a look at the other quest, so this one's just kind of setting up for this era's new resource, the iron. So just delivering coal and iron ore to the foundry. Helpful. There's a subsidiary for owning at least 6 vehicles. We'll click that one, and we built at least 3 station extensions. So we built that one as well. As it stands, we're not running the wood, but we're going to hold off on that because I do want some high production of the cash generation, essentially. And we just, I was too busy talking, missed the opportunity to replace train number 2. Ideally, we trigger it at some point along this line here, so that it will come straight back down to the depot and not waste too much time. You see, this train is still fully saturated, but let's move on. We can do a bit of construction whilst we're waiting for train number 2 to come around the line. Now, I think the plans will go Gloucester, Berwick, down to Hamilton, and then it can come back up and then hook back into Chester. So we can start to move the line here down here. Got okay reserves, and I'm going to hold fire before I end up missing the opportunity to do this again. So we'll let them transfer passengers here at Berwick. Send that to the depot, and while I'm here, change that to Berwick, and this one to Gloucester. It's easy to do it as you go along, rather than towards the end game when everything's a mess and you've got hundreds of stations. So train 2 is in the depot, as it kindly reminded us. So the process we done was at a Baldwin, remove the porter. We can throw a second class, we can throw a Pullman. I still thought we could. I think that should be fine. we'll deal with the problem of it if it arrives. I suppose this actually might be a problem here. Let's pause. Let's get rid of this monstrosity that I had no choice but to put up with. There we go. Yeah, not too expensive. Throw that on there. Put the signal back on. There we go. I think if, since we're kind of overloading a little bit, the amount of passengers, that would cause a slight issue. Oh yeah. Is that why it's over? Was I supposed to take out one more? Right. Well, that may become a problem at some point. But we'll see how it does. But I don't think we have any big hills to worry about pulling up. So it might be a little slower. But there we go. Right, they're both running. Hopefully generating it. Let's just check on the other two. At the ball when it is a straight replacement now. Yeah, 12, 8 and 8 on the other years. On the other trains rather. So we don't have to worry about them too much yet. Now, rather than go back to that there. And again, bit of a mess there. I'm actually going to throw this waiting down quickly. Well, it would be enough space there. Oh, we don't have enough money now. I think it was alternating between not enough space and not enough. Or is this actually taking up 2 blocks? I'll have to wait till we have 100 again now. I'm going to stop this train as well because we're not running the log, so this is just running back and forth. Obviously, we could set the order to only if it was full, but for the sake of it, we'll let it run back around. We'll stop it in its station. I don't think I actually realised that it was directly on the line. We've already got the iron line, so that'll be quite easy to sort. There we go, stop that train. We're back here. Yeah. Right. This side anyway. Okay, cool. So it gets us back out that way. So connect these. What for you want to land? So getting warnings here. £150 for processing some logs. Well, we're not going to answer that one yet because at the minute we're not processing any logs. So it'd be nice to have the bonus influx of cash, but in order to achieve that, we would have to spend some more cash on a daily basis. I mean, this one that's overloaded slightly is still pretty nippy, so don't have to worry about that. Even when I'm spending all the money as soon as it comes in. Then we're just going to come back up. Give ourselves something to aim for. Again, let's sort of run for a little bit. You can see both of these trains here. So we can just call it passenger line. They're both sides of the same line, so we only need to make one adjustment to them, which will be add in. Oh, change it now. Add in the Hamilton Station. Once it's up and running. Struggling to oh, it's not enough tokens, just the error there rather than anything else. There we go. It's always a nice earner when they stop off at cluster. Oh, that is highly inefficient there. I mean, exacerbated by one train just following the other into each station, but still. Right, let's get over this small hump that we have. There. I mean, there's not that many places on the map. I'm not sure why I'm struggling to find it, but there we are. And we're broke again. I think that gets us in a pretty good place there. Just get rid of this slight little extra bit of track. We can throw this in there, and it's connected and has some passengers, has some post. It's not a bad place to be, so we can add. Just checking, yeah, okay, right. So we can just add Berwick on the end of Berwick here. So we'll go Berwick, Hamilton, back to Chester, to Berwick, down to Hamilton, onto Chester. Job is done. Now we do need some signals though, because that is quite poor otherwise. Now, can we start to use this? Oh. For whatever reason, I thought I'd selected it. It's only going to be 20 to place it at 10. 10 is fairly big in intervals, but deal with that. Picked up a few of them there. Now, what I think is, I might try and get a little train out. It's just going to deal with some of the post. Now, perhaps a little inefficient right now. Well, if I had the cash, we would use the porter, but we don't. Let's check the wagons out quickly. The mail wagons are... no, they're cashed as well, right, so we're going to have to wait a second then. The Baldwin's quite expensive to run. So I don't mind that this is a bit slower and a bit weaker in what it can pull. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. So, Baldwin. Got the porter on. We have only one mail wagon at the minute. And what it's going to do is go Berwick to Hamilton. We don't have to we don't have to go anywhere else at the minute since there's no post there. Obviously the one depot run is separate for roads and rail, so at some point we can look to set up some rails. For the time being though, I'm just going to focus on the railroad. This will land. Hopefully it will get some money. Not really sure how many I want to go through. Maybe one or two more. Hopefully this one brings enough money to get one more in. Possibly not the wisest. There's still a way to go from its current location. Let's hopefully see this one cruise in. So it's 37 miles per hour. That should be more than enough. If it was an uphill portion prior to landing in Chester, would be in trouble, but thankfully not an issue. And we can bring out train number 3. So, whilst we're doing that, I could do with a little loop. We have the cache, a little loop around Berwick, so I don't have to go all the way around here, slowing everything up. I have to wait for this train to come in. It's a bit slow running through some of these hard difficulty runs, at least at the start, because you are basically spending as soon as the money comes in, which does cause a slight delay in the progress you'd typically find. There we go. I suppose that's the base of it. Well, we can't throw any signals yet. Let that land, and then we can throw out some signals. I think we might have the money to get this done right now. Yep, we do. I'll just put a couple of signals in for the sake of it, but at the minute there's only one train that's going to make any use of that. It's train number 8. Delivering our mail, so 42 mail, just short of 90 cash that we get delivered. So we'll fill back up. Again, just short of 90, so that's a much better earner. Now, what we can do is check our finances. And where are we? Okay, so we just finished 1949, so it's a fair representation. I mean, the way this does is it's going to count your vehicles bought and track, etc., your infrastructure bought as well, so it's not a profit and loss as such. It's more of a cash flow statement. So big things are, we spent 222 on fuel, load share is 143. And that fuel is going to go up slightly because we've already added that additional mail train partway through the year, I believe. So the combination of those two things, what, 360-ish? 365, so station income 649 means we're in a pretty healthy balance between the two. So this is what we left at 117 money. We're now at 330, so there is some scope to maybe pay down some of this loan, so we're not having this high loan share or the loan interest. And not only that, if we do end up getting completely stuck now, we run out all of this money and we can't run our trains, we don't really have a lot to kickstart the process, whereas if we pay off some of this loan, then we can actually use that to kickstart what we're going to be doing. So mail is flowing nicely. I mean, it does seem to be depleting it faster than it's growing, but saying that, Hamilton is fairly small. I mean, we are getting some decent growth because of the deliveries that we are placing here. Just wonder if there's there, what the actual town? Can I get this one? I wasn't sure if there's a way to place the mail, but maybe I'm just mistaken. Maybe I had a mod at some point. So we'll cut a quest here. Tough choice between passenger delivery of iron ingots, and it's an easy one. That could have caused a misclick there. It's an easy one because we only have passengers up and running, so 2,000, and we'll pay 100 of those each, which is perfect. And interesting trade. We could trade 900 for some iron tokens or 1,000 money for coal tokens. Not interested in that at the minute. I think it's a point where we can start reopening some of these closed down trains. Worth checking whether they are starting to breach some of the years. So we've got 18. Gold's on its way out. And to be fair, we could probably do the similar thing in terms of upgrading to the Boulder. In fact, before I forget, and we're now going to make some more lumber tokens, I can get the locomotive work. So it gives us a few unlocks. And obviously, I think this is the one that would have been unlocked, assuming by the start. I didn't think there was that many trains beforehand, but perhaps I'm wrong. So a bit more scope for improvements there, but one thing that we could also do, now we have an absolute ton of money, is sort out some of these inefficient signals. If I actually selected the right button. There's probably a bunch we can actually do. Now, still not going to be quite as efficient as if we were manually placing them, but for my sanity, I'm just going to place them at 5 intervals. I mean, all the features that we've got on the track are simple. There's no lines that are crossing over each other, or you know, I mean, this could get a bit messy as we then have trains lying across tracks, exits. But as it stands, we don't really need to worry about any micromanagement of the signals. Sufficient that we can just use that auto place at junctions or sections of 5. Now we definitely are running out of the mail, down to 27 now. Now Hamilton was, I thought it was 0.2 when we started. It was 5 at least when we last looked at it a couple of minutes ago, and now it's 6. And we're probably going to hit 7 as well, given the mail is almost there. But I think we'll hold fire on starting off on the iron ore production. If we at least have a quick think about what we'll do, just try to see whether there's even any other iron ore. It's down, one's down here. Oh, a couple over on the east side of the map, but we're fairly limited in quick accessible routes. So I think it's going to have to be this one that we're hooking up with. We'll use some of the coal from over here. Yeah, I mean, there's coal up in this section over here, but it's quite a way away. Now, I'll end up using quite a lot of coal, so we're going to have to open up a second mine at some point. It's whether, well, it's not going to be soon, but whether there's someone else that we could do that. Just a straight coal conversion. Probably a problem for another day. But so next time, I think we'll finish there. I'll stop talking. We'll just go ahead and start paying off some of the loan. You see the loan balance go down now. Cut the loan in half. What we'll do next time is we can get this set up. Now, in theory, we should then probably finish next time, moving into the next era. And obviously that's going to slow down as we progress, because there's a lot more to do, a lot more to fix, and some more awkward train logistic problems to solve. Otherwise, I think we can call it there. Thanks for watching.